welcome to the next part of my accordion restoration. So the treble side's gone quite well actually. So we've got the treble side reeds revolved, rewaxed, and see, so actually put them back into the accordion, but that's all looking nice and tidy. And I've done the treble side pallets. I've got a little bit of key height work to do. One of these is just sitting a bit low, so I'm going to just get it already level, but actually the pallets are all good. Just a little bit of key height to balance up. I'll do that a bit later, but that's all looking good. Now the two things I'm going to look at today, one is I'm looking at the bass side reeds, and these ones I'm working on, so the bass reeds that go on here, but the second set, or the second and third set really, are on here. Now this reed block, although it's got screws holding it down, which I've taken out, is actually glued onto the bass end. So for these reeds I'm going to have to take the reeds out but leave the reed block in place, clean the reeds, revolve them and re-wax them in situ. So this reed block is actually stuck in, which is sometimes happens with some of the lower end accordions. You find that they've actually stuck that in. So I'm not going to try and prise it off or break off the glue. I'm going to leave it where it is, but I'll just take the reeds out with the reed block in and then wax them back in when it's still in, and it should be fine. So that's just a little thing there. But the thing I want to do today is the Bellows Gasket. So the Bellows Gasket is the seal that sits around this part of the bellows. So this, as the bellows move in and out, you've got a seal that goes around this side and around this side. And as the treble and the bass sides are fixed on to the bellows, it's the join, or the connection between the two. Now that little gasket is just a little soft gasket that you can compress a little bit as you push the treble or bass sides onto the bellows, and it just helps to seal the two sides to minimise the amount of air being lost between the treble bass sides and the bellows. So this little seal here, it's really important. If it's not there, when you open the close of bellows and play the accordion, you'll feel the air kind of rushing through that gap. Now over time, this kind of soft seal that gets compressed gets a bit too hard or a bit too compressed. And this one's a leather seal, and it's kind of been there for ages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the leather seal, which has been there for quite a while, and put on a new foam one. So I just get my foam Bellows gasket. Let's find some. So in this little bag here, I've got some Bellows gasket, which is self-adhesive foam. This one is 5mm wide, 2mm thick, and it's self-adhesive, and that matches what is on there at the moment. If I can just show you, the size of the bellows gasket matches what's already on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the bellows gasket, the old one. So I just need a little knife, and I can start to carefully, I'll just angle that a bit, carefully lift the old bellows gasket off. Now if you're lucky, this is not too bad actually, as you lift it up, what you can often do is just give it a pull, and this is coming off really well compared to some, which is really some are really kind of badly stuck on. So what you can do is then you can just start to lift away the old bellows gasket. So I'm going to lift off this. Now what you find left behind, once you've done the kind of basic removal of the bellows gasket, what you find left behind is some kind of residue of leather and glue. And so what you do then is, once you've got this off, is I go around with a little blade, carefully remove as much of the old leather and glue with a little scrape, and when I've got as much of that off carefully, I don't want to scratch into the wood and dig gouges into the wood or anything, I just kind of lightly scraping really, that just comes off, and then I'm going to finish off some quite fine sandpaper and just go around like that. So what you'd end up with is a really clean edge, kind of clean wood really, because that's got to be clean, free from dust and residue before you can put the self-adhesive bellows gasket on. So if you try and stick this onto this, it's got dust and dirt and stuff, it just won't stick. So get it as clean as you can, and the sandpaper will just really help to get all the detritus off, I suppose, and then you can carefully stick the bellows gasket on. So I'll stop there, get all this cleaned up, and then I'll show you how I fit the bellows gasket. Right. Hey, sorry, I've done that a bit here. I've cleaned up all of the edges where the bellows gasket is going to go, sanded it, and then just gave it a little bit of a brush to get rid of all the dust. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix the bellows gasket on. So what I'm going to do is start in the middle with my bellows gasket, and this is where you just got to do things nice and carefully and simply peel off your first little bit of backing. Here we go. Really, come here. Peel off a little bit. Start somewhere in the middle of one of the long lines, that's what I normally do, and make sure you push it into the edge, push it right in to the edge of the frame, so it's kind of sitting flush, and then when you get to the corner you can just gently, nice gentle curve around the corner, and the key to this is just nice and steady, as anything with the accordions, nice and careful. Here we are, get to the corner, nice gentle curve, keeping the tape, the bellows gasket, butted up against the inside of the frame. So I'll just keep going, nice and neat. Nice, get to the next corner, spin it round, nice gentle curve around the corner. There we are, it's all looking really nice. It's one of my favourite jobs, putting on bellows gaskets. It's just such a nice job, and it makes such a big difference to the compression when you get it nice. So here we go, round to the beginning again. So we've got a nice corner there, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to snip it with my trusty Swiss Army knife. Just snip it a bit long than I need it, and then offer it up, and then carefully snip just at the right length. And there we go. I'm pleased with that. Can't even see the join. And there we are. Bellows gasket, all nicely fitted. There we are, all the way around. And that's going to give me a much nicer seal now when I do put the bellows back on, put the treble and bass side back on. I'll do exactly the same thing for that side, and that will improve the compression and how the the feel of the accordion. So there we are, that's Bellows Gasket. Hope you liked the video.